Hi, this is Greg Sprunk with Superior Cleaning Equipment, and today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about wash rack maintenance, kind of do's and don'ts, what you can and cannot do with these closed-loop wash rack systems, and what you as the customers need to be checking and looking for. Most of the wash racks that we have on monthly PM maintenance agreements. We come out and do a set list of things every month. Sometimes we include certain items like microbes and filter paper. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we are starting to do all-inclusive. So when we come out here, if there's anything that's wrong, we'll fix what it is in there. But these are truly partnerships in the sense of what the customer needs to be responsible for, as well as the servicing company, us in this case, at Superior Cleaning Equipment. So let's walk around a little bit. One of the things that you want to make sure that you do, you want to make sure that you roll your hose up when you're done using it. I know this is kind of a simple, stupid thing. This hose is $125 per 50-foot section, and if it's on the ground and it's getting rolled over, it's metal wire braid in that hose, 6,000 PSI. The more times it gets run over, the more times you're going to have to replace it. Same thing with up here. You want to keep your gun and your wand when you're storing it. You want it out of the way, okay? You want to make sure that it's off the ground, you know, that people aren't tossing it. These are both, you know, most of these variable pressure wands here have two stainless steel rods that come into a single union here. That allows us to turn the pressure down to zero. You definitely want to have that up and out of the way and protect that hose and that hose reel as well. When you turn the machine on, you want to turn the pressure and the heat on. Then you want to unlock the hose reel. Okay, get the hose out that you need. One of the things you probably want to do is just turn it down to zero. And then gradually turn it up to your pressure, your variable pressure wand, to do your cleaning, okay? And by the way, you need to wear safety glasses, steel-toe boots, okay? Obviously, jeans or protective clothing. Gloves is always a good idea. In some cases, people are wearing hard hats. Today, I obviously don't have safety glasses, but that's a must. You can also get those from us at Superior Cleaning Equipment. But when you wash, you've got your hot water going. You want to hold the gun at arm's length away. And you just want to make sure that you're kind of in control. Whenever you turn that trigger gun on, you want to do it with two hands. I know this is kind of basic stuff, but I'd like to cover it anyway. One hand, a little harder to hold on to. Two hands, much easier. Then, if you have a wireless remote, you can do it from here, but if not, you go over to the machine, turn the burner off, and you let the machine cool down after each use. What that allows you to do, it allows the machine, until it gets lukewarm to the touch, it allows the thermal expansion in the coil to be released. Okay, so you don't have any issues with heat being trapped in the coil and expanding that coil. When it gets down and you feel it, not still yet, not yet. And then you turn the machine off and you're good to go. In this particular application, I haven't mounted the wireless remote out here yet, but normally there's a remote out there to be able to do this all on the wall. And it's the same thing on the water blaster. The water blaster now doesn't have hot water, but again, when you're using the water blaster, if you have one on your wash rack, that's a piece of equipment that also you want to make sure it's a two-handed operation. Come over, hit the start button, machine comes on. You've got a spray nozzle, adjustable spray nozzle. That brings it from here to here. Again, safety glasses, gloves are a good idea, steel-toe boots. So this unit here allows you to knock the dirt and heavy solids off, spray it as you get closer way, or you can just bring it in. All you got to do with this, make sure to keep it pointed down, hit your stop button, and you're good to go. Another thing, as we've said to a lot of customers, we don't make anything disappear. We put it in places that are easier to deal with it. The bugs and the microbes will eat the oils, so in that case, it does make things disappear to a certain degree. But housekeeping is hugely important. Moving water, especially in the southwestern areas like Nevada, California, Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico, need to make sure that we're moving that water. When we came out here today, it's a newer installation, we weren't moving the water. You can see that the water's kind of gotten a little bit stagnant in the pit. We've got some algae growing, so what we did is we opened up tank 2 of the second tank there, and we're going to start always letting that water recirculate and move through the system. Things that you cannot put on a regular closed loop wash rack. You can't dump oil pans in here. No solvents, no glycols, no antifreezes, no emulsified chemicals. You need to use things in this wash rack, a soap, that will let the oil and water and solids separate out. We call it non-emulsifying, low-foaming soap. We sell that, and so do other people. That's really the only thing that should be in here. The things that these wash racks are made for are dirt, grease, and oil. And you've got to be able to clean out and keep cleaned out these clean-out pits in here, as well as these 3-stage interceptor pits over here. Because what the whole idea of what's happening here is we're taking the water from this area. You can see what we're starting with here with the dirt and everything else. And then if you walk over, we go into a 3-stage interceptor. Inside here in the first stage, you can already see a difference here in the quality of water. When someone's cleaning this out here, they also need to make sure that you're opening up and they're cleaning this in here. Okay? The first stage, the second stage. You can see it's even getting cleaner in here. Okay, and by the time it gets in through the system and goes through the indexing filter here into the 2 tanks where we're aerating the water with microbes and injecting microbes, and then of course we've got 4 air stones, 2 in each of these tanks. By the time you get to your finished water tank, that's going back to your pressure washer. Take a look at this. You can see from the top to the bottom, right? That's what water treatment does with the biological treatment and the mechanical filtration. So part of that process is to make sure that we exercise good housekeeping, okay? And what that means basically is that you check this filter, indexing filter paper every day. In some of these areas that are exposed or outlying, you may have to put a little rock or something on the end of it just to hold it down. But if nothing else, you just want to make sure that that's right. Most of these are in equipment rooms. This will be covered here pretty quick, which will protect it from the wind. But right now, as a new installation, it's out here. You want to look for visible stuff there. Checking for leaks and visually looking over the wash rack daily is important. But mainly keeping this pit clean and these 3-stage pits clean. They can either be formed or can be in this fiberglass setup here. And making sure that stuff stays off the wash rack that's not supposed to be on it. And it's important to know kind of what happens in these closed loop systems. You have a certain amount of space and a certain amount of water. So it's its own environment. So what happens in there is that whatever you put in these systems, for example, be it soaps, be it oil, grease, water, whatever, stays in there and gets concentrated. You've got to remove the solids. It will eat the oils and the greases to a certain degree. Some of that stuff gets collected down in there when it gets hauled off. But the other thing is that things concentrate. In closed loop wash rack systems, soaps don't get taken out, so they increase in level. Hardness, total dissolved solids, some of those things that don't get taken out increase. So it's always important to make sure that we have these pits cleaned out and that we have a place for the water to go. If you're in a completely closed loop system with no sewer or nowhere to drain the water or nowhere to get rid of water, then about every 6 months you need to have this whole thing sucked out, including these 2 tanks, and start over with fresh water. In a lot of cases though, we get water from runoff, We get water from carry away on the vehicles. So we also automatically add fresh water into the system when we need to. When it rains, it picks the fresh water out. It usually goes to your sanitary sewer connection or an approved location that is made to handle that rainwater overflow. When our techs come out to do monthly PM agreements, we go through a checklist of things. We're going to check to make sure you've got microbes in here, that these air pumps are working, that the diffuser stoves in these tanks aren't clogged. Those are things that if you're under a service agreement, you don't have to worry about. But housekeeping also goes to here. We come out, I want my guys to make sure that they clean up out here, whether it be little wire ties, gloves, things of this nature. But this is a team effort, okay? We want to have a really nice, safe working environment for us, and we want you to have a nice, safe working environment. And so we'd like to make sure that your guys at your company, whichever company we're servicing, keep this wash rack clean, free of debris and trash and things of that nature. We're going to do the same thing when we come out. We want things to be organized, well laid out, easy to see, so we can see where the leaks are. And if there's trash and debris and things around there, not only are we supposed to clean it up, but it makes it easier if you guys have cleaned it up and kept these areas spotless for us to help, diagnose things as well. This PM1000 cabinet is becoming very, very popular because this is what injects the microbes through these air lines into these air stones into the tanks. In this particular case, here's a finished water tank, here's a recycle module. All of the stuff in the cabinets and things of that nature are well labeled, well laid out, and easy to see. These 500-gallon black UV cone bottom tanks with integrated stands we use in a lot of our systems. And what we like about them, and in some cases we'll put auto purge valves on them, in some cases we'll put manual valves on them. What we like about them is that they store a lot of water for pre-treat or as part of the system. Every tank on the bottom of it has a ball valve. You want to open that ball valve all the way open for a few minutes to drain water out of the tank. Water that's settling in the bottom of that tank, and is collecting, we need to go get back out here to the clean out pit. So we open those up just for a quick, short couple of minutes. I'll go shut it off now. So in closing, we really appreciate the business, and we appreciate the chance to service our customers. And we know that this is a team effort. You want to get value from us. You want to make sure that we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. And we need your help in making sure that the wash rack is a very productive, safe piece of equipment. If there's little things that you noticed, give us a call so we can make sure and put it on for our next service call. If there's a broken valve, leaking fitting, things of that nature. A lot of times when we're on for that once a month for that, half a day or a day, we don't know if certain things happen as soon as we leave or during the next 30 days comes around, or depending on the schedule of your PM agreement. But we want what you want. We want the same things. We want to make sure that things are operating well, that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's what you pay us for. And we look forward to being your partners, and we appreciate the business that you've already given us. And for any questions, you can give us a call at 800-635-4903. My extension is 13. My name is Greg Sprunk. I'm the owner of Superior Cleaning Equipment, and we appreciate your business. It's a dirty world out there, but we can help.